Hello and welcome to a new video, and as you can see it's of a Blu-ray and it's of the 2023 movie The Flash. I did a video short review of this when I saw it in the cinema, or the theatre as the Americans call it, so you can check out the short review of that. And HMV are still as of the 23rd of May doing a sale on the DC Blu-rays, whether it's the live action and or most of the animated movies, where you can get them for anything from between £3.49, sorry, or £4. They do the same sales online, but bear in mind, if you're spending under £20, they are going to charge you. So unless you buy it in bulk, your best option is to buy stuff in bulk if you're going to buy it off the website, or if you've got a local HMV nearby. Now, I've wanted the Flash movie on Blu-ray for quite a long while, but obviously it was just trying to find it for a really good price. Even secondhand, it was still quite dear. Even in places like CX, I was still charging $7.99 for it, which for me, I don't spend full price on Blu-rays anymore, because within 6 months or so they just drop. Now they're advertising that this was £15, down to £4. I know for the most part it was going for like $7.99 even on Amazon UK. Across the rest of the world, I don't know what it really was kind of going for. Obviously that's going to vary. I have seen a Blu-ray steelbook of it, which I think it comes with a 4K as well, which I wasn't prepared to sit there to pay the price for it, because I don't spend a lot on it costs big money on Blu-rays and Blu-ray steelbooks anymore, unless it's a really good deal. So I just went for the standard Blu-ray. Obviously this one is a lot thinner, because I think it's one of the ones where they're using less plastic, which they've got a habit of doing. Again, it is available on 4K as well as DVD. The movie was directed by Andy Maserati, and the screenplay was by Christina Hodson, and the story by John Francis Daly, Jonathan Goldstein, and Joel Harold, and was produced by Barbara Maserati and Michael Disco. What a name! And the movie stars Ezra Miller, Sasha Calle, Michael Shannon, Ron Livingston, and Michael Keaton, and many more. And I know Ben Affleck and Gal Gadot also appear in the movie as well. And there's a cameo from another character, which I won't, from a past DC movie, which I won't spoil. Its release date was on June 12, 2023, at the Gorman's Chinese Theatre, and then was released on June 16th, 2023 in the United States. And running time was 144 minutes, and was rendered budget between $200 and $220 million, and the box office was $271.4 million. Now, my overall view of the movie is that I actually liked it. Now, bearing in mind, there were problems obviously with the main actor, with Ezra Miller, and for me, I think that's kind of was the main catalyst that kind of probably spoiled the actual movie in terms of what the actor did. I don't know. I don't 100% sure if he was charged or not, and obviously we haven't seen Ezra Miller since. So that took a lot of the shine off the movie and a lot of the stuff away from the actual movie. Now, there's been people's been saying about the special effects, which didn't bother me too much. Yeah, in places I do agree with the special effects in places that it could have been better. I don't know if it was rushed or not, who knows. But it's no different to a lot of some of the Marvel movies that I've watched, where in places it has a similar dodgy special effects in certain places. So it's no different, and it's not unique. The overall story, I thought, obviously it was based on Flashpoint, but obviously the original adaptation, but there obviously were some changes to the actual story, so it wasn't completely like the comic book version of it, or the animated version of it, or even of the Flashpoint, the way they tackled it on The Flash on this CW show. So it was different. But the overall heart of it, obviously with Barry mother being murdered and then his father being framed from the murder, and then obviously going back in time and changing it, and then obviously, you know, things not going to the way that how they should go because of the changes. And so I did like the way that they did Barry and the younger Barry Allen as well, and how obviously the younger Barry was a lot more childish, which he would be because he's a lot younger. And then the twist with that, and then what happens when everything's put back, but then the heartbreaking, and you know, thing in terms of obviously that you end up that you get everything that you want, but somehow you make things a lot worse. A similar thing that we saw in the CW Flashpoint, I think it was in season 3, I think it was, of the Flash of CW series, and then things ended up becoming worse. And I think on the emotional level, and him having to let go of his mother and not being able to have the life that he should have had with her, for me was very kind of heartbreaking, because I've lost, between that movie and it came out, I've lost family, and quite a few of me, and even at them being at a young age, and I would do anything to be able to see them again, or to try to change the timeline of all that's impossible, to see them again and to save them. And so I can relate to that more so now, into doing that. And it's really heartbreaking when you kind of lose somebody that you're family members that you're really close to, and you're never going to see them again. It's just, so I get it. So again, as well, I really enjoyed that movie, and I think that's what it was trying to convey in terms of you know, like something you want. Just because you have the power to do something, it doesn't mean that you should do it. Which I think the message that the movie was trying to tell, especially with what Bruce Wayne was trying to tell Barry. Now, the only couple of things that I think I probably would have changed for me, this is just being honest, is I think I would have cut back on the humour a little bit. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with having a little bit of humour if it's done right. But I think it looking back at it now objectively, I think it did it a little bit too much. So it could have dialed it back a little bit. And obviously, and also with the fact that obviously that when we think of Flashpoint and Barry's mother's murder, we always think about Reverse Flash obviously playing a part in it. And I don't know if it's because they didn't want to use the Reverse Flash, simply because the CW show was using that using that character a lot, so they wanted to try something fresh. And we know that the movie was originally went through different drafts. With the original villains were going to be Barry, the Flash stroke Barry Allen's the Rogues Gallery, with people like Captain Cold and Mirror Master. That would have been interesting, but I don't know how it would have worked with having so many villains in one movie. So I know that was one of what they was going to go for. But I think that with the villain that they use and the twist of it, I think they still could have done that, which is what they've already done. But I think it would have been nice if you'd had a little hint of the Reverse Flash. Not necessarily completely see his face in terms of obviously they've cast somebody, but it kind of just leaves you thinking, hang on a minute. It's similar to what the Flash series did in the early season 1, where you end up finding out that there was a yellow blur, and then obviously Barry realizing that it was a man, and then later on you start to find out that it was a speedster like him, and then you would find that it was the Reverse Flash. I think they could have done that, and then obviously, you know, maybe saved the Reverse Flash for a Flash if they made a sequel, for example. But I think that's what they should have done, and dialed back on the humour a little bit. And as for the CG cameos, I didn't have a problem with them at all, because we've seen CG actors of dead actors and actresses in other movies before, and there hasn't been a fuss about it, which I've done YouTube rants about it. So, you know, for me, it's kind of nothing, no. But I'm glad now that obviously that with HTV having their sale, that I've now got all the DCU live action movies complete, with it being The Flash, Aquaman, The Lost Kingdom, the Shazam, God's Fury of the Gods, and obviously Blue Beetle. So the Snyderverse DCU now for me is complete. obviously to Superman comes out in the cinema, and then he's released on streaming, Blu-ray, Steelbook, 4K, where it happens to be, and then it all start all over again. So, yeah, that's my kind of little updated review on that. Again, as you can see, it's brand new. And again, it's just this slimline case, which means it's going to have some funny, weird stuff going on in there. But when I went to go and pick this up in HMV, it actually was the last one. So I was really like it. But again, as I said, I actually liked the film, and I know a few people that I know actually still liked it. But again, as I said, with the controversy behind Ezra Miller, that didn't help. And it was, I think, Sasha Coley, or if I perhaps butchered the name, she was great as Supergirl. And it was really nice to see Michael Keaton back as Batman. Not since Batman Returns that we've seen him, and he was great in that as well. So it was a nostalgic feel in seeing those characters back in. As you can see, obviously, it's in great condition because it would, because it's brand new. We'll read the back of it there. This probably looks fantastic in 4K, I'm imagining. And obviously, Ezra Miller's Flash appeared in the CW show as well, and that was a well kept secret with him appearing with the Grant Gustin Flash. I mean, that was awesome. So yeah, as we've got here, the Flash uses his superpowers to travel back in time and inadvertently alter the future, but will making the ultimate sacrifice be enough to reset the universe? Special features include exploring the making of The Flash, Supergirl, and the return of Michael Keaton as Batman. Also includes the original scripted podcast story, The Flash Escape the Midnight Circus. Main feature 1080p high definition, 16:9. So it says says 1.90 Dolby Atmos True HD English, Dolby Digital Catalonian Spanish 5.1, Czech 5.1, Italian 5.1, Mandarin, and it says PRIC 5.1, which I have no idea what that is, Polish 5.1, Slovakian 5.1, English 5.1, audio descriptive service, subtitles English SDH, Italian SDH, Cantonese, Catalonian Spanish, complex Chinese, wow, Czech, Danish, Finnish, Korean, Norwegian, Polish, simplified Chinese, Slovakian, and Swedish. So that's quite a mouthful. And it is rated 12, moderate violence, injury, detail, threat, frequent, strong language. And again, it's for 144 minutes. Again, I know what to expect when I open this up, which I know. And they've done this thing here where they've got the plastic of this missing. Obviously to recycle plastic. And it's going to be the same thing when I take out the Blu-ray. That's going to have that underneath, which I think looks absolutely ugly. As you can see, you've got the thing there. I honestly don't like that. I do like that they've made the Blu-ray Steelbook a lot thinner, which I think is absolutely cool. But I don't like this, to be honest. And as usual, no artwork on the actual Blu-ray Steelbook, which again, Warner Brothers and similar with Disney, Marvel, have got a bad habit of doing with not putting the artwork. And then they could have put the Flash front and center, or even Batman or Supergirl, and they have not done that. And I think they've really missed a trick. And I don't know why they do that. On some of the animated DC movies, sometimes they do put something on there, sometimes they don't. But it's a little bit disappointing in terms of what they've done with. Again, I like the thinness of the Blu-ray Steelbook, but not the piece of the plastic missing. And obviously no artwork on there. Again, with being the Region 1 UK version, there's no digital copy. I don't know if with the North American Region 1, if that does come with a digital copy. Again, doesn't really kind of bother me at the end of the day, as long as I've got the movie itself. So this is the unboxing of the 2023 movie, The Flash, on Blu-ray. Anyway, I hope people enjoyed this video. Please feel free to share your friends and family. Also, if you can give this video a thumbs up, I highly appreciate that. That will allow people to find my YouTube channel and content. Now, this is because of the YouTube algorithms favor the bigger YouTubers, so their channel and content get put on the YouTube recommendation page. So it would be nice to get some new subscribers. And speaking of subscribers, if you already haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, then please consider subscribing. If you want to see stuff like this, whether it's Blu-ray and Blu-ray Steelbook unboxings, my Blu-ray and Blu-ray Steelbook collection, my limited edition DVD collection, and also on a rare occasion DVD unboxings. A few months ago, I've recently did VHS videos of the 1985 movie Back to the Future, which I showcase my history and memories with that movie, and also the brief history of VHS cassette, which was before DVD. I will be following that up with Back to the Future Part 2 on VHS, which will be telling you my big memories of that, because I've got some huge memories with that particular movie, and also concluding that with Back to the Future Part 3 on VHS cassette as well. So a friend of mine kindly donated me the trilogy of Back to the Future on cassette. Years ago, many years ago, I did have Back to the Future Part 2 on VHS cassette, which I no longer own, but obviously this one is the one I got donated to, so I will be talking more about that in that video. Also, video game unboxings, video game playthroughs. I know I need to do more in various different video games. Hopefully we're getting in at the end of August, Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater, Delta, which is obviously the remake of Metal Gear Solid 3, which you can buy as part of the Metal Gear Solid Collection 1 across PS4, PS5, Xbox, and also Nintendo Switch. We got that, so that's going to be coming out. We've been doing unboxing that, and I'm really looking forward to getting that. I'm going to try and be going for the PS5 version of it. Well, if that's a problem, then I'll get the Series X, doesn't bother me, and we'll be doing a playthrough of that. Also, comics, whether or not but they're new. Been loving the Absolute series by DC Comics, especially with the Flash, Superman and Batman. So I keep an eye on those videos. Also, my comic book collection I've been collecting over the decades. Comic book graphic novels, comic book figures and statues. I've recently bought 3 new figures. One of them is a superhero. Second one is of Transformers from the Transformers 1986 animated Transformers the movie, and something Star Wars related from the original trilogy. So keep an eye out for those. Check out my Superboy Prime unboxing video from McFarlane Toys. It's an absolutely fantastic figure which stands proudly on my Blu-ray bookcase. Great articulation and posability. Great attention to detail and the paintwork on that figure is absolutely fantastic. So if you're a Superboy and a Superman fan, or even a DC or even a Superhero fan, definitely recommend picking that up, especially with the Summer of Superman, with the new Superman movie coming out in early July. So check out that video. I also did get some new figures. Christmas just gone, and also during the January sales, previous Christmases, previous January sales, and also previous birthdays as well. Check out my Artifacts figures, which were of the Justice League, which those figures statues were kindly donated to me by a friend of mine, who donated me those figures. So you can check out those figures, and what I did for a couple of years ago, or a few years ago, should I say. I might do them again as just like YouTube shorts, so keep an eye out for that. And I do have some other statues and figures that my friend donated to me, which will be DC and Marvel and Star Wars related. Now these will be statues and figures as well. So there's going to be plenty of stuff coming on my YouTube channel. Also, movie and TV show recommendations and reviews. I've recently done 2 movie reviews. One of the 1980 movie Tron. Fantastic movie, fantastic Blu-ray Steelbook. And the movie still holds up. Looking forward to watching Tron Legacy, which is the sequel. And then in August, they'll be releasing Tron Ares. The second movie, the 1982 movie, Star Trek to the Wrath of Khan. Classic movie, fantastic Blu Ray Steelbook, and also comes with the theatrical cut and the director's cut. Even if you sit there and you buy the normal Blu-ray version, not the non-steelbook version of it, that does come with the theatrical cut and the director's cut, so check out those. Recently just watched the Iron Man movie again with Robert Downey Jr. and Jeff Bridges. Love that movie, and I will be doing that as a YouTube short review, which I absolutely love that movie. It's probably my favourite out of the three in the trilogy. So keep an eye out for that YouTube short. Also, food and drink reviews, which I've got something Iron Brew related coming out, so check out that when that's uploaded. Also, clothing pickups, beauty products, whether it's body washes, shower gels, and facial products and aftershaves. I do after a few weeks, I do a YouTube review as YouTube short as a follow up to tell you whether or not I recommend the product or not. So keep an eye out for that. DIY products, gadgets. Film memorabilia stuff, which is I've got some stuff coming up which will be back to each related. Also accessories, whether it's for gaming, mobile phones, laptops, anything else that comes my way. Electrical unboxings, which I've done 3 VAX products, which 2 of them I'm going to be doing as reviews because the first one had to be returned because it was broken and it was discontinued, so I bought a new one. So one of them is going to be a few years late in terms of review. The microwave, I'm not really going to be really going to bother to go through that one all over again because a microwave is a microwave. I'm trying for art books, which I also have, which I've done 3 of the movie Gemini Man, Black Before Wakanda, and Art and Making of Pacific Rim Uprising. Again, I've got these brand new from in the south from Forbidden Planet in Central Arden, Holborn, a good few months ago. And they range from $2.99 to $4.99. They normally can be between £30 to £35 each, brand new. Obviously, I've got them that cheap. I do have some other art books which I got during the Christmas and January or so, and they will be TV show, video game, and movie related, and other art books that I've got in my collection that I'll be showcasing as well. And a lot of them are primarily James Bond. So if you're a James Bond fan, I think you're absolutely going to love them as well. So again, I think what else I do. So I think I'm pretty much good. Also, I do a monthly vlog which shows what I'm up to the last month, what I'm up to the next month, rant videos and YouTube shorts as well. So keep an eye out for all that. I recently pre-ordered a Nintendo Switch just more than a month ago. Gone for the Mario Kart World Bundle, mainly because it's cheaper. Although unfortunately it's the digital version of it. It's cheap to get it like that rather than buying the machine on its own, and then the physical version of it, which would have racked up the cost of it. So we'll be doing a unboxing of that in just over 2 weeks time. I may not be able to film and unbox it on day of release because I've just gone for standard delivery rather than pay the extra to get it on day. Who knows, that they might be kind and deliver it on day. So we'll be doing an in-depth unboxing video of the Switch 2. Really looking forward to that, considering the last console that I unboxed a few years ago was the PS5. We will be doing comparison videos of the Switch, compared it to the Switch 1 to the Switch 2, whether it's the docks, the size, the weight, the Joy-Cons, the buttons, and how they feel and how the size, and also the main unit itself and the kickstand itself. So there will be lots of comparative videos. So I'm really looking forward to the Switch 2 in the next couple of weeks. So if you haven't already subscribed, then please consider subscribing. If you want to see that, of all the bigger YouTubers will probably have theirs videos up first and doing teardowns, which I'm definitely not going to be doing. So please consider subscribing. Christmas 2023, we hit 500 subs. Early 2024, we hit 600 subs. And as of the 23rd of May, we're over halfway to 900 YouTube subscribers. So again, big thanks to all the subscribers, whether you're a long-term subscriber or if you recently subscribed. I really appreciate you subscribing to my YouTube channel. Hopefully you all enjoy the content. If there's any questions that you want to ask about a particular product, then please feel free to ask and I'll do the best I can. Hopefully we can get the extra step and get into 900 YouTube subscribers and then the big 1,000 YouTube subscribers, which is the big target I'm hoping to get to. So hopefully we get there sooner rather than later. So again, big thank you to every single one of you and really appreciate all of you from the bottom of my heart. I also live stream on Twitch. To find me on there, it's the same name as my YouTube name. Just add the number 76. If you have trouble finding it and want to follow me on there, I will leave the link in the description box. I don't have a set schedule when I live stream. It's mainly to do with my personal life, which is busy and hectic, and also health issues. So it's a day-by-day basis when I can and can't stream. So please give me a follow if you can. And if there's no copyright material in it, I then try to export it to YouTube. And speaking of YouTube, on rare occasion I live stream on there. It will mainly be casual gaming, so it'll be beat 'em up, shoot 'em ups, platform games, racing games, sports games, things like that. Even if you do miss the live streams, the videos will be kept up, as I recently did 2 birthday live streams and the videos are still up in there, so you can check them out. Although it would be nice to have some live views of my live stream. If you can't make it, then that's fine. The videos will be still here. And so hit that the notification bell on the off chance that I do live stream. And it just leaves me to say, wherever you are in the world, please stay safe. And I will speak to you again on my next video. Bye for now.